Serving up a warm dish of the Triad's culinary fare, here's your weekly helping of food, news, and views. This is The Man Who Ate the Town.
Hey folks, and welcome to episode 178 of the Man Who Ate the Town podcast. This is for the week of November 30th through December 6th, 2020. My name's Tim Beeman.
My name's Ray Morgan.
I'm Leah Metz.
And we are opening the restaurant box, the recipe box.
The restaurant recipe box. We upgraded it.
Yeah. We are recording this episode of The Man Who Ate the Town in the Less Desirable Studio South, aka my house. We are practicing social distancing and using Zoom, sponsored by Bull's Tavern.
We're also recording this in the Less Desirable Studio North.
That's right.
Which is in my house.
and the Less Desirable Studio Gordon Manor.
Gordon. I was going to say, east?
Pick a direction. I like Gordon Manor better. That's good.
We will have a guest today. We will have Kimberly Kane of Second and Green Tavern and the new STEM Beverage and Supply to tell us about the new venture.
Looking forward to that.
Other than a couple of things, I really don't have a lot. I checked the list this morning, and other than something I'm going to talk about, there's really not a whole lot going on this week, and it could still be left over from, the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But I will start by saying that these are only opinions based on my experiences. As with any review or anything that I talk about, I hope that you will visit the establishment anyway and formulate your own opinions and views of the restaurants. No review or comments is ever meant to denigrate or belittle the good work most of the restaurants are trying to do. This is an opinion of what I did or didn't like or how I saw things, and not a reflection of the overall quality vision or of the company. Pardon the pun, take all this with a grain of salt. Now, I will say this has nothing to do with any restaurant review. I'm just going to state opinions on something I saw on someone's page, and it wasn't their problem, it was someone else. So we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, Mr. Barbecue is looking close to opening. Someone posted in one of the groups, thank you, Leah, for sending that to me. It was, you're from Forsyth County, I believe. Grew up in Forsyth County, if...
something. Yeah.
So someone posted that they had stopped and talked to the contractor, and the contractor said they'd be open before Christmas. Now, this is the contractor and not the owners, so we know that this is Forsyth County. Mr. Barbecue lost his grandfather status after the fire, and things almost never fall into a preset schedule, if for no other reason. Again, this is Forsyth County. I am trying to get hold of Jimmy Karras and not having much luck. I have sent messages via the Facebook and just get automated replies, which means I probably won't hear back from them because they're not answering those. I also called the phone number and immediately got the voicemail and left a message, but it's the same story. I don't know if they even checked the messages, and if they do, when they'll get back to me. Anyway, it's looking closer, but they still have a bit to go before they can open. I hope they get open soon. I hope it's a memorable experience when they do return. I think people are going to notice a little difference in a lot of things other than just aesthetics, because it will be a new restaurant that's been newly built. It won't have the old we are getting ready to catch on fire anytime look.
What are you trying to say?
Well, it did. It had that look.
Won't be grease everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
The grease won't have saturated into the new material yet.
Yeah. It was no surprise to anyone, I don't think, that when it happened, that it happened. Now, they won't have the natural wood burning pit out back that was taken away with the grandfathering clause, which leaves the Real Q as the only place in town that does that. However, there are plenty of barbecue places that use the stainless steel smoker stuff, and it tastes to me just as good. If you want that whole thing, then go to the Real Q. But I would recommend giving all of them at least a shot. my favorite thing at Mr. Barbecue, I liked the barbecue, but my favorite thing was the cheeseburger. And that was one of my favorites in town. So that was what I lost in that. I hope that it tastes the same, but I have a feeling it won't because the grill hasn't had time to be seasoned.
Right.
So.
Right. It's going to take a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping that they get open soon, like I said, and
there's a bunch of us that have missed our Mr. Barbecue fix.
Yes. With and it wasn't just the barbecue, it was Miss Fried Chicken too. That was Maryland style fried chicken. So here we go. We're hoping it's coming soon. In trying to get to Jimmy Karas, I asked his cousin Steve Dumas, who owns Campbell City Barbecue Factory and whose family just recently closed Lighthouse, for his info. And Steve generally gets back to me pretty quickly, but I found out that Steve was in the hospital over the holiday. And now I know why he hadn't responded to me, and I'm okay with that. I believe he's getting, unfortunately, another bout with the cancer that he had fought and mostly gotten rid of last time. Here's hoping that he gets clear of that soon. I'm not the praying type, but I know that Ray is, and I do send happy thoughts and positive vibes, and I'm doing that. So, Ray, if you'll work your magic on that when you get a moment, I will, whether I believe in it or not doesn't mean that it hurts to have someone do it. So,
there you go. Don't mind saying a prayer. It's not my magic. It's his. Well,
you're just the, you're the conduit.
I'm happy to be a conduit.
All right. So Grandma Ruby's Country Cooking and Catering just reposted a post from Ruby herself, and it states, this is long. I hope everyone had an awesome day. And this is from the 27th, which was Friday. I thank all of you who ate at Grandma Ruby's or picked up an order. I also thank all the people that ordered and picked up the family meals. My customers are the best, and you all have kept us still here. I also want to thank my wonderful crew for their handling of a Thanksgiving day done differently. I lay here reflecting on the mask events of the day. One customer without his mask asked me if he should yell his order from the parking lot. I told him nicely that the phone number is posted on the door and he could just call it in. I offered him a mask as well. Then two ladies came in to eat, and once they were educated on the mandate, they left. One gentleman on his way in, I asked to wear a mask and followed him out to offer him one, replied to me that it was wrong to ask him to wear a mask when her employee wasn't. Knowing we all do, I went inside to see one, had her mask pulled down to her chin so the customer on the phone she was taking the order of could understand her. Then the customer of the day happened, a large order that came to pick up, ready and waiting on him. And when asked to wear his mask, he said a few choice words and canceled the order. The governor put this mandate in our hands. Customers face fines, restaurants and businesses face fines and shutdowns. She says, I do not make these rules. We will try to educate everyone on this. We will try to remember to remind customers to wear their mask when they call in the order. We will try to gently tell everyone as they get mad at us for only trying to survive during this pandemic. Please be respectful to us. Thank you all again. Ruby is salt of this earth. She's a fantastic lady who's trying to keep her place open. I do not understand what some people think here. It's just sad that she had to write that post to begin with. But that's not all. Someone posted, and we'll just call him Sam, because that's his name, said, this is government overreach, and your willingness to accept it only legitimizes their orders and emboldens them to expand. If you or we don't fight back now, you won't have to worry about your customers following the so-called rules because you won't have, and he says want both times instead of won't, have business to protect anymore. So, Sam.
Yes, we need to push back against the virus.
Yeah, So, Sam,
we need to fight against the virus. It's where you wear your mask. Come on, people.
Yeah.
This kind of bullshit just makes me so mad.
And that's a preacher
we wear
there.
We are required to wear seatbelts every time we get in the car. And if we are pulled over and we're not wearing it, we can receive an additional ticket for not wearing a seatbelt because it keeps us safe.
Right.
We had to legislate it because people are stupid and they won't wear it on their own. But if we make it a law, we save lives. Hundreds of thousands of lives have been saved because of seatbelts. If we've been wearing masks since the beginning of this year, hundreds of thousands of people would be alive today. This bullshit that is politically motivated has got to stop. Come on, people, wear your freaking mask.
Well,
Thank you for the soapbox.
I don't have any other comments here.
So, Sam,
it's stupid. It's just stupid when scientists are telling us, hey, you know what? There's a reason why you need to wear a mask. It keeps you safe.
Oh, but
we saw it in Japan. They've been doing this. They're fine. They've been doing this back when they had SARS and all these other infections, and it worked. It kept them safe. It kept the population safe. It kept the virus from spreading. We're saying, all right, 1.7 people die for every 100 persons that have been infected. Saw this just today in the New York Times. This has held true since the beginning of the pandemic. Okay, so we've only got 200,000 people a day that are getting this virus. Okay, 1% of that means we're losing 2,000 people a day. 2,000 people. 2,000 Americans every single day are dying because others won't stop long enough to go, let me just wear a mask. I'm inconvenienced. Get over it.
So, Sam, are you going to pay Ruby's fines or the customers' fines when they get them while they quote-unquote fight back? You, sir, are a fine piece of work. Let me tell you something. My right to life and health supersedes your right to be a dick. And being a dick is exactly what you're being. Ruby is trying to keep her business afloat, and yes, this pandemic is hard on all of us, and yes, it's annoying. Take it from me, someone who has this massive beard and has to wear almost full head covering just to cover the beard so I can keep your dumbass safe. It isn't any more annoying to you than it is to me. The difference is I look out for my fellow camel citizen. You are just being a pathetic, self-centered, narcissistic asshole. Sorry for the strong language, but not sorry. Dicks need to be called out, and you probably need the biggest fine of them all. So shut the hell up, and if you don't like it, stay in your damn house. Collect your guns and wait for the government overreach to reach you. Do you think that's going to stop them? You going to stop them? I have one word for you. Waco. Fighting back my ass. You're a dumbass, Sam. Ruby, I love you, and I'm sorry for idiots such as this. You're kicking butt, and I have asked Ruby to come on this podcast and talk about her struggles, and she's supposed to come on next Monday if she can work it in her schedule.
That'd be awesome.
Her food is delicious, and she does what she can. I can't wait to talk about this with her and about her food. So,
Sam, stay home. Shut up.
Yes. So
you don't deserve a soapbox.
Nope.
You're not putting anything out there that is of any value. Shut up.
Exactly.
And I ditto what Tim just said.
Yeah. How about you, Leah? You have anything to say?
Leah's like, I'm just going to be quiet.
I think y'all covered it at this point.
It's frustrating to me to watch ignorance take center stage, and so many believe the lies that have been spewed across our country. Lies that were spewed for political gain. We've never had leaders who would take this kind of a situation and politicize it. If there's a pandemic that's happened across our country, we need to come together. We need to listen to the experts. And yeah, we're going to have to sacrifice a little bit. We might even have to sacrifice a lot, but it's lives that are on the other side of that equation that we're saving. That's why we make the sacrifice. We live in an area that we call the Bible Belt. Y'all read your freaking Bibles. because it says that we're supposed to treat other people the way that we want to be treated. I want other people to be safe. I want every individual to have an opportunity to live without being infected by a disease. And so I wear a mask, and that is the way that I show people that I love them.
Well, and we have to know that, we have to trust the experts, and experts are not politicians unless they are epidemiologists. So your 10 gods and your dumbass followers of the 10 God who think that they, just because they want to hide their head in the sand, makes this go away, or they want to portray it as not being real when there are, like Ray said, 2,000 people a day dying. I don't use this harsh of language usually, but on this show, but go f yourself. Seriously. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what who you voted for. I don't care any of that stuff. But wearing a mask helps save other people's lives. And if you don't care about other people's lives, you don't deserve life, truthfully. And all these people are also probably the pro-life people, which means they're just pro-birth people, because once the child is here, they don't care about anything that happens to it life. They just want to make sure that you're not going to save it from a life of misery and horrible outcomes. And then once they get here, they don't want to help you stay safe, be safe, and protect others. So, again, go f yourself.
And what do you mean by that?
How do y'all really feel about all this right now today? Whew.
Leah, what's going on your end of the list? Anything? You have any news? I need a drink.
Yeah.
The sun's over a yard arm somewhere.
Well, y'all need to go over to the Sweet Truth and feed yourselves, because Miss Faith has posted a picture, and my mouth is watering. So if you start hearing some bubbling in my mouth, she's posted a Black Forest cake.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, what?
I have some of that.
It's beautiful.
And it's a guaranteed Christmas hit.
I mean, it's a hit with me, let me just say. So y'all need to go feed your soul.
That lemon cake looks good too.
Oh yeah, that one does. And, buy out a little bit with some cake from Miss Faith.
Yep. And with that, you're supporting local.
And supporting local. Wear your mask when you go in there and get your piece of cake. No, I don't have any other updates. Like you said, Tim, it's a lot of places took a break last week for Thanksgiving, which was good.
Including us.
And so just watching this week to see what happens. And of course, the ramp up as Christmas comes around.
Well, and I have a feeling the governor's mandate that Sam was so adamantly stupid about is going to put restaurants in a position, probably whether they call it phase 1 or not, are probably going to have to at least revert to a phase 1 like status for a little bit. But if we do this, first time through, it was nobody knew what was going on. First time through, we all held our breath. Well, obviously not, because we spread it. But there was a figurative holding of breath as to what was going on. And then I think we rushed everything back. Not too quickly, but we rushed it back without the proper warnings. And now we are in a position, I think if we can do it this time, we can do it in a shorter amount of time if we do it right. and won't. I'm sure there will be some casualties, but maybe not the full casualty that we experienced up to this point. As far as businesses go, we help preserve society. We help preserve the businesses if we can still just do to go or something like that. I don't know. I like to go and eat outside, but the last 2 weeks notwithstanding, it was unusually warm weather. It's not going to be that way this week. This week is going to be quite chilly outside, and eating outside is going to be hard for some. But
yeah, eating outside in the 50s is really not the best choice.
well, it's
Food
not
gets cold.
It's not well. That is it's not fun either. So we're
Right.
gonna have to do something, and a lot of these places are going to probably self-impose, if it's not put on them, limited capacity, even more than it already was, or takeout only. So just be warned that may come. Hope not. But it
Yeah,
could.
we can definitely help ourselves in making sure we're wearing masks and washing our hands and doing those things. We can help ourselves, and we can help our local businesses by doing that. I mean, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping everybody else. So if we would take a moment to pick up that mask and put it on, for the inconvenience, it's just a little bit. But would you rather be more inconvenienced by not being able to go anywhere because everything's closed?
Right.
We've been in that for 7-8 months now.
Yeah.
Are we not tired of this yet? Like, let's be tired of this, and then let's do what's needed. Dr. Fauci said it wouldn't take that long if we all would wear masks. We could actually curb a lot of this. And in Forsyth County here, the newspaper this morning said we were second highest numbers in the state in one day. It's like, whoa, what are we doing? Like, just
That's what we're not doing.
So is it more annoying and
let's not ruin this
inconvenient
for everybody.
Right. Is it so?
Oh,
is
right.
Is it more annoying and inconvenient for you to wear the mask, or that you have to bury one of your loved ones because someone else didn't wear their mask either, and it spread to someone you love, or worse, you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So take care of everybody. So
And for those people who are wearing their masks and doing the right thing, thank you.
thank you very, very
Yes.
much.
For everybody
Yes.
I see wearing a mask, I'm like, all right, you got this. Like, I want to go around and just thumbs up. I want to give them a high five, but I can't touch you.
Yeah.
Thumbs. I think I might just start being like, thumbs up, thank you, for doing that. Because it impacts a lot of things if we don't.
Leah, how was your Thanksgiving?
Well, we had a smoked turkey,
Mm.
and so
I've never smoked turkey. Light them smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them. I just
Far
want it.
out, man.
Well, I don't think it would do that to you, but shout out to Chef Bacon. I feel like I need to write him a personal thank you note for his cooking lessons on TV, because Mel got the brine out and did I don't even know what was in it, sugar and something else. That's all I remember. But she brined the turkey for a day before, and was very regimen on it.
Yeah.
And then we smoked it on Thanksgiving. And I mean, I had some turkey this morning for breakfast, and it is so good. It's so much better than it has been in the past. Don't let her hear that little clip, but it was.
This
I
ain't
was
good.
like, I was like, and this is what has been missing. But yeah, shout out to Chef Bacon for doing those little mini lessons because she saw that and was like, oh, I need to brine it. I need to brine it overnight. And here are the things put in it. Simplest thing. But man, did that make that turkey so good. So all we did was eat, and I did some little construction on the deck. It was just two of us just chilling. So yeah.
Oh,
How about you, Ray?
we had a great Thanksgiving, scaled back from what we had originally intended. We'd hoped to have more family here. With everything going on, we backed off of that. We had 2 of the 3 kids here and my mother-in-law, and that was it. We had, I think I sent you the picture. We got more food on that table than the 5 of us could have eaten in several days. Yeah, it was all good. Oh my gosh, we're still eating on it. Yeah, we didn't want to buy a whole big turkey. So we were hoping just to find like maybe 1 or 2 small turkey breasts for just the 5 of us, and we'd cook that. Whitney went to the store. She's like, I can't find it. The only thing they had were these turkey tenderloins. Like, okay, well, that's still turkey. We'll just cook those. Oh my gosh. She's like, all right, now we know we're going to do turkey tenderloins from here out. They were so juicy and so tasty. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's a shame that the turkey's gone. We made it to last night, and we finished up the turkey last night. Yeah, it was great. We really had a good time. It was good to be even just a little bit with family.
Awesome. Last
What about you, Tim? How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, my Thanksgiving was different, as all of us was, I'm sure, but us's. Did I just say us's? All of ours were.
Mm-hmm.
Sam rubbed off on me.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, my dad was here, but not with us because he'd gone hunting the week before, and while his cousin came with him and they rode up together to West Virginia. While they were there, they went up on Saturday. Sunday, the wife of the cousin called and said she tested positive for COVID. So my dad, when he came home Thursday, had to stay in the cabin next door and did not get to eat with us. We fixed a plate and left it on the porch for him. My sister FaceTimed him so he could say the blessing. So yeah, it was different. I mean, he was here and we got to like wave at him and stuff, but I'm not beating that horse anymore. It's just put your damn mask on.
Yeah.
My eggs, as I told everybody, the recipe is on the website now, and we tried it a little differently this time. Usually, and we still did buy the pre-boiled and pre-shelled eggs that come in the thing. And my mom, I was over her house Wednesday night, and she says, I like your eggs, but I love the insides, but I don't like the eggs. She said, I'm sorry. I said, why are you sorry? She goes, they're too rubber. I said, it's probably because I buy those. She goes, well, let me do them. And I said, okay. So she boiled a dozen eggs right then, and I brought them, and she shelled them because I hate that. And she brought them, and I brought them home and put them in the fridge. And the next day, whenever I made them, they were not at all rubbery and was probably the best batch I've ever made. So it made a difference. We'll use the ones we bought for egg salad or just having a hard-boiled egg and as a snack. Stephanie says they're only 70 calories. So
that's good.
Yeah. So I mean, it was okay. We had the normal stuff, and yesterday I had for lunch and dinner we had turkey salad sandwiches, and as every year. Once this is over, I don't want to think about turkey other than we do have something Stephanie's going to make with turkey, but I don't want turkey salad. I don't want to look at that. I don't want anything after that. So I look forward to it every year, and I get tired of it really quick. So I've about spent myself on it. So got to move on now.
Got to keep moving on.
That's right. Got to keep on keeping on.
Keep on trucking.
All right, it's time for Getting in Your Business, and we want to welcome from STEM Beverage and Supply, as well as Second and Green Tavern, Miss Kimberly Kane. Woo-hoo. I hit the wrong one every time. I'll get it.
You think after a while, maybe.
Yeah, you get it right. Now, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. So, tell us, what is STEM Beverage and Supply?
Well, STEM Beverage and Supply, it's multifaceted.
Okay.
We were given the opportunity about a year ago from Richard Brewer and Susan, his wife, who previously owned Corks, Caps, and Taps.
Right.
And just with everything that was going on, we just didn't think that two businesses, I still work full time. We have a daughter. John's in real estate as well. So we're always busy. Fast forward to this past July. Unfortunately, Corks, Caps, and Taps was hit with Business 40 closing. They were hit with the construction with the Marriott. I think it's the Marriott next door.
Yeah.
And then COVID. So in July, we were able to purchase the old Corks, Caps, and Taps. And when trying to kind of think of a name, because this kind of just fell in our lap. So this wasn't really on our agenda to open up a second business. And the building, I think like back in the 1950s, 60s, was the STEM building. So that stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Prior to Corks, Caps, and Taps, there was an optometrist that was there. And my dad is an optometrist. And he always referenced to the frames as stems. And then I guess philosophically, we're stemming from Second and Green. Right. And then also everything grows from a stem. Everyone works, you're standing on your stem, your legs. We're going to offer beer, so your hops, wine grows on stems. So everything kind of encompasses STEM. And then, of course, we're going to offer beverages. And then the supply part will be more of my charcuterie, and we're going to offer to-go items as well.
Okay.
So that's...
So, it's a complete, not only is it a completely different business than Corks, Caps, and Taps, and the model is different as well, right?
Correct. So, Corks, Caps, and Taps was a standalone wine and just beer shop. So we're going to be almost, our other business is Second and Green, and that's a neighborhood clean dive bar. This is going to be a neighborhood craft cocktail. So a little classier, a little bit more sophisticated, but still your good neighborhood bar. We will offer, 2 or 3 TVs, so you can come in and just watch a game. I'm a big sports fan, so it's hard for me to go somewhere and not be engaged with a game or the news, and especially what's going on in today's world. I feel like we all need that. But it is a different platform, and I'm sure we'll get into that. What's taking us a little bit longer to get open, but just even the bar, we don't have the correct plumbing. We don't have the electricians are there today. We don't have the correct voltage and watts for all of the equipment that we need. So it's just kind of extending the opening date.
So are you under any of the jurisdiction of the health department, or are you agriculture only?
We will be under the health department.
Okay. So you have to deal with the Forsyth County Health Department.
That is correct, yes.
And we know how lovely they are to work with.
Yes.
We have had that conversation many times with not only ourselves, but other business and restaurateurs in this area, in this town. There have been I mean, that's where that horse is dead, and we're still beating it. But it's it's pretty rough. So the opportunity came knocking for the second time. What was it this time that made you say, all right, let's do it, as opposed to the first time where you're like, no, we have too much going on? Because you might have less going on, but it's a whole much different kind of going on. Correct.
And I'll tell you what, when Second and Green fell, and I was at work whenever, honestly, John purchased Second and Green, and we were at John's grandma's the second time, and honestly, I was the first one. I kind of always pump the brakes. I'm always like, put the brakes on, let's pump. And he walked downstairs and he told me that he received a text from Richard, and I looked at him, I was like, let's do it. And I guess I have been making just the grazing boards. I don't really like to call them charcuterie because it's not just meat and cheese. I think mine are a little bit more grazing, and I've been doing those for a long time. And I'm from a Polish Czech family, and I always joke because we say everything's for good luck, and food is one of them. And so I grew up at the kitchen table or at my grandma's, surrounded by family and friends at the table. So I normally host, and I always make the grazing boards. And then when wine reps come in or liquor reps, I normally would make one, and we sit around and discuss and talk. And several times, people would say, hey, Kim, you need to start selling these. And I couldn't muster up myself to push myself out there to do it. And, I was like, John, this would be because the back area, and I don't know if anyone is familiar with the old layout of STEM.
Yeah.
In the back door, there's Bookmark. And so you can park in the back where Foothills is and walk up the steps, and to the right, there is a daycare. To the left, you have Bookmark. And then if you make the corner, you're going to have a Footnote. And then you can kind of go in the little breezeway. But you can walk straight into our door. So the back area of STEM is going to be your supply, which we will have to-go items, to-go beverages, and then pick up for the STEM grazing boards as well. So, it kind of I was just like, let's do it. And that yes turned into a venture. And here we are during COVID, opening up a business. Some think we're crazy, and we are. But it's, it's something that's in our hearts to offer and do. And, it's just a different venture. And I'm going to try and work here doing organ donation as long as I can. And if I have to go part-time, I will. And luckily, a lot of people have been very accommodating with my schedule. And
right.
So it's, we're crazy, but crazy is the new normal.
It certainly is. And it's the recurring normal anyway.
Correct.
I remember the day that Richard actually publicly announced that he had sold it. And the door was open. You guys had some walk-in auction type of, hey, just, I want that. Okay, come and get it. First come, first serve type thing. And I got to talk to John for a few minutes, and he was saying, Kimberly fought me the first time, and then it came back, and she's like, and she's the one. And he even said, she's the one that said yes. So,
well, it's prime location for us. And unfortunately, and Susan and Richard are great. And the Terrys before them, they stopped in, and they're great. And just on unfortunate times. And I never want to kick somebody when they're down. But Richard, their daughter is going off to college. And then he's in cabinetry business, and he secured a big deal. And he was like, I can't put all my time in here. And, I love that location. And I'll be here for almost 20 years now, coming from Pennsylvania. And I remember when John helped start Foothills, and there was nothing really on 4th Street. And so to walk down 4th Street and be next to Yamas, they're great. And then we're friends with Adam from, Jeffrey Adams, Young Cardinal, and Claire. Everybody on 4th Street is great.
Danielle.
Jamie Bartholomew's from Foothills. So it's fun to have friends, and we call them family, that we can just help unite downtown. And I'll tell you what, we're going to need it after COVID's done, because we just saw Lonnie the other day, and, she announced that she's had to close, not permanently, but just temporary, Village Juice
Village
for a while,
Juice,
you know, and so we're going to need the rebuilding after all it's said and done. And finally, hopefully the new projected date is probably going to be February. By the time permits and just construction, we have to gut the whole place.
And again, Forsyth County Health Department.
Yes. Yes. Well, with it being an old building, it's a historic building. You know, those permits are different, and we have for plumbing. There was no plumbing line on the bar, so for your bev stations and your sinks, and you know, we have to move them, especially with COVID. You have to wash your hands so frequently. We can't have a sink at the end of the bar, so we have to go through the floor. So it's little hiccups here and there, but and to be honest, with the governor's executive order, we can't be open anyways. So it is what it is, and you know, I'm offering charcuterie to just delivery. I'm delivering throughout Winston, even Kernersville. That has been paying the rent, and I'm okay with that. And I would rather delay and take our time than rush it and not do things, you know, the way it should be done.
And, you know, if you rush it, you're going to trip, and there'll be things that you have to go back and fix. So might as well just take your time, do it right. Yep. Sounds like a song. Take your time, do it right. So, Leah, Ray, you guys have any questions, comments?
What? Tell me about the beer that you're going to have on tap. Like, I want to know about that.
Honestly, I'm going to let that up to John. John is the beer master. We are keeping the original cake box. That's one of the items that we're keeping from Corks, Caps, and Taps. They had 20 taps on there. We're going to condense and I think probably do about 8. And I love to support local. We try and do that at Second and Green as well, but I really want to support North Carolina beers. So I hope to have that on, and then a wide selection of bottles, you know.
Will you still be a part-time bottle shop at all?
Yes. So in the back, in the supply, you can come and pick up wine to go, 6-packs, and really try and accommodate the hotel next door, you know, as well. When we first moved in, it was Wake Forest, like move-in day, and we had a lot of parents, you know, stopping in just saying, "Hey, do you need wine?" So, or do you have any wine? And so
we need wine.
You definitely need wine.
Can I get a couple of cases, please?
No. So we'll try and have that. I think one of the exciting features is we're going to square off the front of the building and offer an open air concept as well. So I really think that will be neat with people walking up and down 4th Street whenever that happens again, to have that open, and you can really just enjoy some beverages outside. And if we do have any live music, it's not going to be a band, but I think just, you know, some quartets, you know, and just to have that open air feel, I think would be really neat. If you want to come, it might draw some people in from the sidewalk just to get something to go.
Have your Jim Moody's come in and just play some guitar stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me more. You've said it a couple times, and charcuterie, what grazing board, whatever. I'm very interested in that. Tell me more about that.
I offer, so you'll be able to come in and get a little mini, which is an individual, and that's starting at $20. And then I do sizes up and really tables if you want, for any event that you might have. The most popular is the date night. It's like a picnic box. It serves two individuals very well, and then 3 to 4 if you're just snacking. And it has 4 cheeses, and then it has seasonal fruit, dried fruit, meats. And then we also offer, John's cousin is a certified bee farmer, so we have local Canes Farm honey. Right now we're offering the wildflower, and we're waiting for the sourwood to come back from Texas because it's getting tested. So it's nice to kind of keep it in the family. And I also like just to really shop local, offer local produce. Everything is earth friendly, biodegradable. I don't, use any plastics, so you can take it anywhere you want, and it's earth friendly. Hopefully once we open, you'll be able to have it on a wooden board as well. We're trying to really source. Right now we're working with Carlton Burrold in Greensboro. He's the one building our bar and doing our furniture, and he's offered to do our cutting boards as well. So really support local, and that's going to go from the produce to the industrial work as well. But they're fun. I love doing them. I've done them forever. And so I try and take more of an art. I enjoy doing it. So it's just an art. Everyone's like, it's food art. I don't look at it like that. I guess because it's me, but when I see it, it's eye pleasing. And I feel like food helps make memories. It's what I enjoy. It's what I grew up doing. And I'm a foodie, and clearly you can tell I love food.
Yeah. Well, we eat with our eyes first.
Yeah, that is true.
And like sushi, one of the things I love about sushi is it is edible art, and that's exactly what I've not seen your work, but I do plan on seeing your work and having some of your work. But I love the idea of that, and I am very interested in that. There may be some holiday stuff. Do you have a pre-order deadline that you need to know for Christmas?
Not yet. Thanksgiving, I was very blessed. I was packed. I just debuted yesterday. It is a brie wreath. It's a 9-inch brie round that I took the middle out, and it comes with a sleeve of crackers. But it's really pretty, and it's perfect for any holiday, event. I do the 10 by 14 trays, the 13-inch rounds, and they feed, 10 plus people. So it's definitely like a crowd pleaser, I would say. But Tim, I also wanted to mention, you just said sushi, and I also wanted to state a fun fact that when our bar is being constructed, to right at the end to the left of the bar, we are doing almost like a service station. And it's going to be a place where we're going to have pop-up chefs come in instead of, places having food trucks. We're going to bring in local chefs, and I don't know if we're going to do it like once a week or, but you can do dinners, so they can come in, and we want sushi to come in. We want we have tons of chef friends. So for them to come in and just do a pop-up dinner almost. And it would just be a inclusive event for people to enjoy. And we don't have a large space, so it'll probably be down to 20 to 30 people, if that. But it's going to be exciting, and no one's really done anything like that around here. So we're going to offer that as well, which is fun.
Awesome. Ray, you got anything?
I'm just excited to hear that the space is going to get some new life. Folks haven't been able to really do a little bit with it for a while. At least not something they've been able to sustain. So I'm excited to hear what you're doing. This sounds like what we need there.
Yeah. I hope a little bit of everything, and I think a little bit of therapy, after we're all said and done with COVID. And I don't know if we're ever going to get done with COVID. I think it's always going to linger a little bit, but at least to come out and enjoy, the location, the space, our neighbors. You can have the option, which is great with the grazing boards. You can come in and pick one up, and if you don't feel comfortable to sit, if you do have any comorbidities or health concerns, you come and pick up a grazing board and you go home. Go share it with the one you love. You can go on a picnic, and that's why I love the biodegradable, earth-friendly aspect of them. I might even offer like a little dog one. So if your pup comes along, you can get like a little board and has some treats on it. But just fun. And, you could always stop by. If you don't like our selection of beer, you can stop by Foothills and get a growler and take your board and go to the park. So not only do we want to support ourselves, I want to really focus on supporting 4th Street and downtown. And we've always been very a stickler for supporting local. And I think I've said that 9,000 times during this, but if you don't support small businesses, we wouldn't be here. And so I appreciate everyone that has supported us along the way. And it's what has kind of pushed us to purchase this other spot. So We're very blessed.
And, speaking of 4th Street businesses, we're on this Zoom call sponsored by Bull's Tavern. Another, another full 4th Street business.
Yes, and we love Danielle.
Yeah, she is.
And I appreciate that for you, it's not Bull's Tavern, it's Danielle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not Village Juice Lonnie. It's like everyone that you're talking, every business that you're talking about, there's a deep relationship there. And I appreciate that you're not bringing in something that is in competition, but rather is complementary to all the other businesses around you.
Yep. Well, we learned that, when we purchased Second and Green, because that was just a bar. And, when I first moved here, it seemed like the bars were all in competition with each other. And I don't want that, because collectively, that's how we're all going to succeed. And I admire the other female business owners. And they've all done a great job, and Danielle, through this pandemic, has really fought hard for, our rights. And so, we appreciate everybody. And again, collectively, that's how we all succeed. So just support local.
Absolutely. So,
and I appreciate the time with you guys as well.
Absolutely. I was excited. I saw a couple of things, posted, and didn't know the name whenever I first went and talked to John, because the concept hadn't been nailed down yet. That day was we don't know what we're going to do. It could be this, it could be that, it could be this and that. Mm-hmm. So, but I was so glad you were coming on. So, where can we find more information or keep up with you to know more about what's going on?
Definitely go like our Instagram page, which is STEM Beverage and Supply. Facebook is the same. With the Facebook being a business page, we're not really sharing too much there. And on our Instagram page, I'm doing all my boards on the little insights, and it just says in the picture, STEM Beverage and Supply coming fall 2020. I need to change that, because it looks like 2021. Well, it is going to be 2021. Yeah. But you can follow us. We're going to start once improvements are coming inside. I'm going to start posting pictures, and then you can check out our website if anybody wants to purchase a grazing board or box. It's www.626stem.com.
Is there a menu on there for your boards?
Yes. Yep. And there's a menu as well on Facebook. If you I'm normally on my phone, so sometimes it's like in the middle, and then on a desktop, sometimes it's on the bottom, but you should be able to see it.
Right.
Well, and so I just pulled up the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, how these boards look. It is art.
Thank you.
It is totally, wow.
Thank you.
Like when I put together a meal, which you don't want any meal from me, it doesn't look any. It's yellow meal or it's red meal, but
That's funny.
These look awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy it, and I also customize. I have a friend that's vegan. I don't have that option up there just yet, but any dietary restrictions or allergies, or just feel free to DM me, and I can work around anything. So if you don't like soft cheeses, if you don't like hard cheeses, and I'm learning too, there's some cheeses that people want me to put on, and I've never heard of them before, but it's fun.
Awesome.
These look great. Oh, and I love the little, what is this, it looks like an ice cream cone.
Oh yeah, the little charcuterie cones and
yeah,
charcuterie
that's
cones.
cool.
Yep, they're good for real estate, open houses. They're good for kids' parties, especially during COVID. You don't have to worry about sharing. That was some concern with the grazing boards. The reaching in. I can give little stirs or picks, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm also doing a tailgater board too. So if you're a sports fanatic like I am, I did one for NC State the other day. And I'm
looking at that one. Yeah.
So I can kind of accommodate everything, just nothing too crazy, but I'll definitely try.
Well, not yet.
There's still time.
There's still time to get crazy.
Right. That's right.
Well, and now, so you're going to end up on my part of the list, and see, I'm going to be real mad, because every day I have to look at these trays, and I'm just going to be like, I gotta go get like one each day. Like I'll be coming, be like, give me a tray.
That's right.
And
We'll be there for pickup.
And what she means by her side of the list, Leah and I are the ones who do the restaurant list here. The 340 some restaurant long list that who is open, who's not, who's doing curbside and takeout only.
Okay.
So I do the 1703 all the way down to Los Torritos, and she does from Maddie's Cakes all the way down to Zoe's.
Okay.
So you're falling down there at the bottom. So that's she's yours. She's your rep in this situation.
All right.
We call it our accounts. So you're her account.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the better part of the list. I'll just say that.
I think it's the shorter part of the list, but
it is the more delicious. I mean, just it's fortunate we're doing this, and it's unfortunate that we're doing this because of the beautiful pictures of the food and the cakes and the just all of it. And I'm like, how am I going to get around to all these places?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Which is great. Well, and I know for us, we have been just stuck on our usual 3 or 4 places. And so now just through doing this list, the amount of places I've expanded to and that we've gone and tried other things in town that we didn't even realize existed.
Correct, yeah.
So that's been the cool part of it. But yep, I just added y'all to the
Did you add her to mine too?
Not yet. I can only do one thing at a time. I can't talk and taste.
Come on, Tim, give her a break.
God, it's been like 2 seconds.
Sorry. So, Kimberly, what we ask of you is to keep us informed on here so we can update our listeners and readers of the blog and listeners of this podcast as to what's going on. So we can make sure that our list is updated to keep people current. Because, I mean, there's, like I said, 345 restaurants on that list, and tracking every one of them down is hard. So we go by a lot of social media, but if the owners or executive chefs or whoever will let us know, we can be more accurate than just going in, because we know that social media for some people is really important, and others it's just there. And even the most important ones sometimes aren't as up to date. So if anything's going on, you have you friends with me on Facebook, and you can always email Tim or Leah or Ray at themanwhoatethetown.com. And just keep us informed on everything that's going on so we can keep people informed, because we want to promote the crap out of you and get as many people as we can in those doors whenever it's safe to open.
Perfect. Well, I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure. And I'll definitely keep you updated. And I hope it goes quicker than, it's going right now. But again, we can't do anything about that. So it's fine.
Take your time, do it right.
That's right.
So, Kimberly, Kane, thank you so very much for your time on this podcast. We really appreciate you and what you and John are doing in this town, and the care you take that you take of your friends in the same business as you. So it's good for all of us, and we really appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and the pleasure of being on here. It's amazing.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Bye.
Bye. That's great stuff. And those boards look awesome.
Holy
gosh.
smokes. Like, who knew that you could do that with a tray like that? Like,
I'm not used to seeing charcuterie boards that look that good.
Right.
I mean, that's like, I almost don't want to eat it, but I mean, it looks looks delicious on there, so I'm like, I'm gonna eat it. But,
not just that good, but that full.
Yeah.
I'm used to charcuterie boards looking at them going, yeah, all right, well, I'm going to be hungry after I do that.
Yeah.
That's just enough to
where's
piss
the
me
rest
off.
of it?
I mean, the one that she had for date night for the two, I was like, all right, if I had one of those two plates in front of me, I'd be fine after I ate all that.
Yeah.
Especially the couple of bottles of wine that would go with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nice. No, they look great.
Yeah, so.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that something good is coming into that space.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I knew whenever they said they were taking over, that it was going to be, everything was going to be okay. Because they are smart, they're local minded, and they do good work. So.
You can tell that she's locally minded.
Oh, yeah.
It's real clear.
Yes. And that
like-
it when you don't have to guess, do they support local? That helps you support local.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the point that I made, she wasn't referring to business names. She was referring to people.
People.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again to Kimberly Kane from STEM Beverage and Supply for talking with us. That is, like I said, we just got finished talking. That was a lot of cool stuff there. So,
Yeah.
all right, it's time for Food Holidays in History. The 30th of November, which is today, is National Mousse Day, and that's not the Bullwinkle. This is the chocolate and otherwise pudding-like thing mousse.
A good moose.
Yeah. It's also National Mason Jar Day. I'll tell you why in a minute. And it's the great
Okay.
and on this day the Great Pastry War began. So
The Great Pastry War. I don't remember hearing about that in American history class.
well, in 1838, the Great Pastry War began. A brief conflict began on November the 30th on that year between Mexico and France, caused by a French pastry cook who claimed that some Mexican army soldiers had damaged his restaurant. The Mexican government refused to pay for damages. Several other countries had pressed the Mexican government for similar claims in the past due to civil unrest in Mexico. France decided to do something about it and sent a fleet to Veracruz and fired on the fortress outside the harbor. They occupied the city on April 16th, and throughout the mediation of Great Britain were promised payment of 600,000 pesos for the damage. They withdrew their troops on March the 9th, 1839. So, yeah, so it started... they occupied the city, but everything of that was going on November the 30th. So, yeah, that's the Great Pastry War. So throwing
More
pies,
details to come.
pies,
Film at 11.
spanakopita, and other pastries, just throwing it at. In
Got him in the face with a pie. Yeah.
I got him. It's a cream pie. In 1858, John L. Mason of New York was issued a patent for a glass jar known as a mason jar that says improvement in screw neck bottles. So let the canning begin.
And screw necks.
Screw necks. In 1875, African-American inventor Alexander P. Ashburn was issued a patent for a biscuit cutter. As the patent said, it was the application said improvement in biscuit cutters. I suppose a knife or a drinking glass got too cumbersome, so they had to make a specific biscuit cutter.
It was better.
It was a better biscuit cutter. Yeah. On the
Say that 3 times fast.
I couldn't even say it the first time without stuttering. So December the 1st, it's Eat a Red Apple Day.
I'd
Okay.
rather have the yellow ones, but that's okay.
I'd rather have Granny Smith, I guess. I'm not a big
I mean-
Apple fan.
I'm gonna eat it in an apple pie, so I don't know if it's red or green or what. So whatever.
I like the Golden Delicious, my favorite. That's my favorite, all-time favorite apple. But yeah, I'm more likely. As a matter of fact, we had somebody that brought us a mess of apples last week. Yeah, they ended up in a pie. Sure did.
How you like them?
Man, they were good. I've still got a couple pieces left.
Hey,
Yep.
On the 1st in 1878, the first telephone was installed in the White House in Washington, D.C. Alexander Graham Bell himself installed it. Rutherford B. Hayes was the president.
And what wall did they have to drill a hole through to get the wiring in there?
I don't know. I don't know. Now, you know, you can call Russia and corroborate things with them and turn off other people so they don't know that you're doing that. On the first in 1885, Dr. Pepper is sold for the first time.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper.
In 1897, Grape Nut cereal went on sale for the first time, making all grapes boys, I guess.
You know, guess what I had for breakfast? Just randomly, it just happens to be the day that we're talking about it. What did I have for breakfast?
Grape testicles.
bacon egg.
Grape nuts. Just a little bit of sugar and some milk. That's it.
I
Nice.
never knew that grapes had gender, but they all have nuts, I guess.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
No
I'm just picturing
comment.
I put it all in my mouth, so I'm like, nah, I'm not commenting any further about it.
In 1913, the first drive-up automobile service station opened in Pittsburgh, operated by Gulf.
Nice. You would have thought that it might have been sooner than that, though.
Yeah, but that's when it happened. Ding ding. I guess the little bell thing happened. In 1926, on the 1st, Ontario, Canada votes for government control of the sale of liquor rather than prohibition. I guess that's the lesser of the two evils.
And thus we get an ABC board instead of none.
In 1959, Mattel registered the Barbie trademark. It says for dolls. Okay. Did you have
Get all the
Barbies?
other trademarks.
Did you have Barbies, Leah?
Yes, but I cut all their hair off, and my mom got mad.
Oh, that's
All
great.
really short haircuts, like really
Mhm.
short. She got mad. Then I didn't have Barbies no more. Then I had a fleet
Yeah.
of Mattel cars and trucks, and I was like, yes.
Yeah. Man, we loved our little Mattel cars. We
But
had
yeah.
a couple hundred of those when I was growing up.
Yeah, Barbie didn't last in the house. Mm-mm.
I got my brother and I, as a joke from the neighborhood girls, for our, I want to say it was our 11th or 12th birthday, brought us Barbie dolls. And then they
nice.
took them back.
What?
Yeah, we were mad.
Like, you give us the dolls, you take them back. Now, this is my Barbie doll. Give me back my doll.
Somewhere at my mom's house, there is a picture of us holding those Barbie dolls. They had the roller skates on too, so.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's get those back. We want to play with them some more.
Yeah. In 1990, on the 1st, British and French workers digging the Channel, or the Channel Tunnel, from their respective countries drilled through a final piece of rock and shook hands. They had drilled 22.3 kilometers from the UK and 15.6 kilometers from France. I have been in that channel. Did you go in the channel, Leah?
No, I don't know. I think I would be hyperventilating and freaking out.
You know, Stephanie was worried about that, but it's 15 minutes. You go through so many smaller tunnels, you don't even realize it until you get to the other side, and your phone says, "You're now in France." So,
remarkable feat of engineering that they actually met.
Yeah.
And didn't like just go right by each other.
That's right. That's right. And they could reach through and shake hands. I think that's the coolest part.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
In 1999, on the 1st, the Russian Duma passed an animal rights bill that prohibits people from eating their pets. That's lovely.
Okay. Why do you have pets? Well, you know, I got to have dinner sometime.
It was Sunday. I needed something for Sunday dinner. On the 2nd of December, it's National Fritters Day.
Love me some fritters.
And in 1970, on the 2nd, the EPA began operations. Now,
And here in the last 4 years, they've been gutted. So won't that be great?
yeah, maybe they can celebrate next year. On the 3rd, and I don't know if this is it's truly this way or if that's what they're calling it. It's Day Without a National Food Day. So
there's one day without food, so we're going to call it that. It's the day without food.
Well, I mean, it's not an apple day or a cookie day or pepperoni or pizza with the works, except anchovies day or any of those other things. So it's just they couldn't come up with anything. So I guess it's our job to come up with something that can be the national whatever day on the 3rd.
Sounds like somebody was mad and was like, "No,
This day is
we're going to
reserved."
celebrate nothing today."
No food for you today.
I know Ray wants it to be
Ain't gonna
National
name.
Chocolate Day.
National Everything
Again.
Chocolate Day. Yes, again and again and again and again. It is a major food group, and we need to celebrate it.
Yeah. Also on the 3rd, in 1901, King Cap Gillette applied for a patent on his disposable razor.
That worked.
In 1984, it's the best a man can get, right, Gillette? In 1984,
You know, I'm thinking something other than a razor is the best that I could get.
I don't think it was necessarily meant for his disposable
Not going to
razor.
comment on that one either.
Hey, Whitney.
See, now Whitney's much better for me than just a razor.
That's true. In 1984, on the 3rd, the world's worst industrial disaster occurred in Bhopal, India. Over 40 tons of poisonous gas leaked out of a Union Carbide pesticide factory. About 3,800 people were killed, and over 300,000 people suffered acute respiratory problems, burning eyes, and vomiting. Thousands more died over the next few weeks. My story about that is I was 13, I was 14 at this point, but I didn't watch a lot of news and things like that, so I didn't keep up with things, and it was devastating just to watch. And there is a Union Carbide plant in Charleston, West Virginia. And every time we went by there, I'm like, please just hurry up so we don't get hit by this thing explodes or whatever. And we ended up buying a truck that my dad, as far as I know, still owns from Union Carbide. And there's a whole different story of why I have a blood claim on that. But so it was just always weird knowing that it came from the company. It wasn't Union Carbide's fault necessarily that all this happened. It was a regulatory thing. I mean, it was their fault, but it wasn't like they set out to do that. On the 3rd, in 2013, Detroit, Michigan officially becomes the largest city in the United States history to enter Chapter 9 bankruptcy.
Sad day. Sad day.
Yep. On the 4th, it's National Cookie Day, National Bartender Appreciation Day, which is always the first Friday in December. And on the 4th...
So support your favorite bartender with cookies?
Yeah, I'm sure they would appreciate that.
I could drink to that.
Now, you got to know what kind of bar they are, and then you got to pair the cookies with the appropriate beverage.
Well, I would say, Nutter Butters go well with everything.
Well, a place like Bull's Tavern, where they have a wide selection of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
What's the right cookie for that? Is that a Nutter Butter?
Could be. I think it goes with everything.
Oh.
Leah's going, ooh, what kind of cookie would I pair with?
Oh no, I'm thinking like if I take them cookies, will they give me whiskey? That's what I mean. and I'm like, it's gonna have to be cookies from like Bobby Boy Bakery or something.
They're gonna have to be really good cookies, yeah.
You don't want me to make no cookies.
No, go over to Humblebee and get some of the macaroons and bring those over. Yeah, there you. I'd like to turn cookies into whiskey for my next drink. Ha-boom!
And happy Bartender Day.
I really like you, bartender. Can I have some whiskey for all these cookies, please?
And then you go to the bars you don't like. Here is the knockoff Food Lion brand of Oreos from the bottom shelf of the cookie aisle.
Yeah. And here's they made it out of the same chocolate pie that they used on the health. Yeah, it's those kind of cookies. Have those. You'll love them. They're great.
Yeah. On the 4th in 1970, Cesar Chavez was jailed in California for refusing to cancel a United Farm Workers lettuce boycott.
Lettuce boycott.
Lettuce boycott it all. Letuche boycott. On the 4th in 2012, this is kind of disturbing. Pizza Hut Canada produced 110 bottles of Eau de Pizza Hut perfume to commemorate reaching 100,000 Facebook fans.
Okay. Well, odd.
I don't even want to know what that would smell like.
Yeah, it would smell like a Pizza Hut. You notice they all
I'm
smell
not
the
sure
same.
that even my dog would be happy with that. Oh, I don't have a dog.
Because you ate
Because
it?
he ate him. That's right.
I live next door to the people that do that. That's it's not me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
It's only in Russia that they banned it.
Oh, so it's fine here.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, don't let PETA see you doing it.
I think fine is subjective.
It's a relative term.
Yeah. On the 5th, it's World Soil Day. It's National
Dirt. Or is that the band?
Soil?
There is a band called Soil.
Yes, I've heard of them. I don't know anything
And
about
they did
them.
a cover of Black Betty that was actually pretty good.
Nice. I like that song.
Yeah.
Ram Jam. The 5th is also National Sacher Torte Day, which
I don't even have any idea what that is.
Huh?
I'm glad to know, Leah, that I'm not the only one going, what?
Okay.
Okay, we're very happy with you.
Hold on.
Thank you for having a date for it.
so it is a chocolate cake or torte of Austrian origin invented by Franz Sacher, supposedly in 1832, for Prince Metternich in Vienna. It's one of the most famous Viennese culinary specialties. So,
Well, it's chocolate, so it should be good.
and all the pictures, if you look it up, it's SACHERTORTE. It looks delicious. Yep.
It's chocolate.
Yeah, how could it not?
It's so hard to go wrong with chocolate.
Where am I at? It's also Repeal Day.
Repeal?
The Repeal Day is the noble experiment ends. So we'll talk about that in a second. And on the 5th, in 1854, Aaron Allen patented a folding chair. Setting up banquets became a whole lot easier. In 1933, Utah became the 36th and final state to ratify the 21st Amendment. repealing the 18th Amendment that ended prohibition, or as they call it, the Noble Experiment. The official effective date is December 15th, 1933. Cheers. In 1967, Apple, the Beatles clothing store, opened in London. It closed just a good 6 months later.
Really, that didn't work.
No, actually 7 months. Give them a little credit there, I guess. In 1974, on the 5th, the BBC broadcast the last episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus. Monty Python's Flying Circus. And
now for something completely different. Oh, man, what good stuff that was.
It was. This a dead parrot.
Not dead.
On the...
He's just resting.
Bam, bam, bam. He's dead at your door now. No, he's not. He's just quiet.
Quiet.
Oh, that was great stuff. Mm-hmm. On the 6th of December, it's National Gazpacho Day.
Okay.
I think we've talked about that before. Cold soup is not necessarily our thing.
Oh, Gestapo, not the Gestapo.
Gazpacho.
It's like, are you talking about the Nazis again? Come on now. We don't need a day for them.
Not Gestapo, Gazpacho.
You're right. Come on now.
It's microwave oven day as well on the 6th.
Yes.
We think
when we learned just how long 30 seconds really is.
I want my damn Hot Pocket. On the 6th, in 1492, Columbus sighted the island he named Hispaniola, which consists of 2 countries. Anyone venture to guess which 2 countries?
Bahamas and Cuba?
No. Leah, you guess?
No.
It's Haiti and the Dominican Republic. They share an island. So the funny thing is Dominican Republic, which is on the east of the island, lush, wealthy, touristy, and then there's like a mountain range, and then there's Haiti, the poorest country in the world. And
I figure they'd be in the same place.
Yeah. In 1883, on the 6th, the Ladies' Home Journal and Practical Housekeeper began publication.
Goes back that far.
It does. In 1964, on the 6th, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Christmas special aired for the first time on NBC TV.
Bumbles, bounce.
In 1968, Beggar's Banquet album by the Rolling Stones was released. And that was
a good one.
Yep. And that is all your food holidays in history for this week. Special thanks to James Ehler at foodreference.com for making us chuckle, roll our eyes, wonder if Ray really does eat his pets while he's eating apple. Is that apple? What do you do with the apple? I stick it in their mouth while they're roasting. So.
Not really the apple in my eye, stick it in the mouth.
Yeah. The Man Who Ate the Town podcast is part of the Less Desirables podcast network. Along with this podcast, you can listen to the Less Desirables, The Beer Dads, Fan Interference, Wheeler's Dog, and Asylum, Tales of the Devereaux Diaries podcast. You can find all these podcasts and their latest episodes on our network website and directory, tldpodnetwork.com. You'll also find social media links for each there as well. We would greatly appreciate if you visited our sponsors like the Humblebee Shop, which is located at 1003 Brookstown Avenue in the west end of downtown. You've not had good until you've tasted the treats and goodies that Brittany is whipping up in her shop or wherever she's doing it, be it muffins, cakes, macarons, and more. Many things are vegan and gluten-free as well. Humblebee Shop wants to challenge your perception of Scratch Made and leave you with an experience you couldn't possibly forget. For more information, follow them on Facebook and Instagram or visit thehumblebeeshop.co.
That's SHOPPE.co, and a great place to go get your cookies for Bartender Appreciation Day.
Exactly.
And if you can convert cookies to whiskey, you call me and Leah immediately, and we will come join you.
Exactly. And our newest sponsor, Mojito Latin Soul Food, located at 723 North Trade Street. Cuban and Latin-inspired dishes from a fantastic family. That's Michael and Michelle Mion. From a brilliant ceviche, empanadas, and street corn to Cubano sandwiches, steak sandwiches, and Frita burgers, to shrimp and grits, vaca frita, and ropa vieja, which means old clothes, if you didn't know.
Well, I hope it tastes better than old clothes. Well, at least
well, it's shredded.
some people's old clothes.
It's shredded beef, so it looks like tattered clothes.
I love shredded beef.
They have beer, wine, and soon an ABC license. There may be There may be new news coming. You have to keep keep your ear here. I can't say anything because it's just in the what would you think if file right now. Mojito Latin Soul Food has your Latino cravings ready for your enjoyment. Mohitan.
He's just going from mojito to eating. Mohitan. Now I need some Mohitan.
They do reservations, takeout, and have a rather large outdoor patio. Check them out on their Facebook page and MojitoLatinSoulFood.com. And look for a tuning fork provisions truck that will be in front of Fiddlin' Fish. Carrabba's Italian Grill, located at 587 South Stratford Road. This is no chain. This is a responsible family of restaurants. Carrabba's and their owner partners take the communities they serve very seriously. And for us, having a fantastic franchisee, a fantastic human being, a pillar of the community like Daniel Butner certainly doesn't suck for anyone, especially this town. Follow Carrabba's on social media and at carrabbas.com. Washington Perk and Provision Company is located at 301 West 4th Street. You'll find a little bit of everything at the Perk and Chip Corner, a deli to get your sandwich on the go, local fruits and veggies, meat and dairy from all these local sources, Bingo Bango sodas, Wolfie's custard, a wall of beer and wine, and more. Washington Perk is better than the convenience store, not quite a grocery store. On Facebook, they're Washington Perk or at Washington Perk_DTWS on Instagram. This is a reminder to all of the listeners, and just is good practice, not just for now, but always. Sam, I'm talking to you. Wash your damn hands. Wash with warm water and soap. Wear your mask as well. Wash with that soap for 20 seconds or more. If you're trying to figure out what is 20 seconds, well, this.
Is that from Beggar's Banquet?
To introduce myself, I'm a man. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands.
Washed his hands. There you go. Pilot washed his hands.
20 seconds worth.
Hope you guess
my name.
That's actually 40 seconds worth. And Pilot washed his hands. You can wash your hands too. Keep yourself and everybody else safe. Don't spread that shit.
Please.
So
do it.
Yes. Keep an eye on. Just do it. Do it. Keep an eye on the blog and this podcast to find out more about the food news and happenings around town. If you have any food news, send an email to Tim or Leah or Ray at themanwhoatetown.com. You can also contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter instant messengers. Like us on Facebook. On Twitter, we are manwho8thetown. On Instagram, we are manwhoatethetown. And now we invite you to call and leave a voicemail for the podcast or any podcast on the TLD network. Just make sure you tell us which one you're calling for. You can call 336-422-6862. That's right, 336-422. No. Leave a voicemail and we'll play on the podcast again. 336-422-NUM.
Comfortably numb.
We are comfortably numb. I listened to the Delicate Sound of Thunder. Yes.
I saw that. That was a good show.
And this was on 3 LPs and 180 gram remastered, remixed even So it was
nice. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it was. So thank you again to Kimberly Kane and John Kane for all that they're doing again in the neighborhood, and for coming on to talk about STEM Beverage and Supply. It was a fantastic learn, and I can't wait for them to be open. My name is Tim.
My name's Ray.
And I'm Leah.
And we're closing the recipe box. Until next time, thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. Bon appetit.
Yamas.
Yamas.
The views and opinions stated by me or any of my guests are solely those of ours and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosting companies, distributors, enemies, friends, or relatives. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced or distributed without express written consent of the man who ate the town, that's me, and Such Limited Inc. However, if you ask nicely, we'll probably let you.